Hi world! Hi, مرحبا. Today is Q&A and the end of Ego, the end of Ego series. I love this series. I really loved it. Um, I hope that you enjoyed it. أتمنى إنه بجد يكون كان ممتع، كان مفيد، وسوى فرق إيجابي في حياتكم. Positive change. I hope that it led to positive changes in your lives. The ego transmuter and all of these other things that we've talked about. I highly encourage you go to the first video and all of the videos in this series. There's still a couple of videos that are uploading for days now, but it's okay. In good times they're going to be up. في كم فيديو لسه ما صار لهم تنزيل على الإنترنت، فطولوا بالكم وإن شاء الله قريبا راح يكونوا متوفرين. عموما حلقة الشرح الإيجو ترانسميتر تقنية اليد اليسار محول الإيجو كانت مفيدة. خلينا نبدأ نتكلم وننتهي نلخص الحلقات هذه عن الخاصة بالإيجو. I'm gonna be like giving you the gist of or like the end of the ego, the conclusion, if you would, of this journey. I'm gonna start talking in English بعدين راح أترجم بالعربي. First, I'm gonna get my brainstorming and channeling in English first. So أول شيء I was just going to say that I'm gonna talk in English. What happened? Okay, so the end of ego is simply the ego transmuter. It's just another way of saying, hey, there is a way out forever. I really do believe in that tool so much. And sometimes I have to be honest. Sometimes I would be sitting there and I'm like, this is it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm trying to go through the practice and the process. But what happens is that I would just stop because it's like something is off, like this is not it. This is not the tool that I have to use. So sometimes all I need to do is jump to the conclusion. If you saw the first video, and when I explained the ego transmuter, I was saying that at the end, when you come to your decision, making the positive replacement, the choice of making a positive replacement, it's good to write down two things, which is what do you want to stop doing? What is that negative circle, the ego trap that you were trapped at, that you got out of? Just consciously say, this is what's gonna stop in my life. And then versus, what am I gonna start doing? What is the thing that I'm gonna start to be doing, or the intention that I'm gonna be having for now, for this regarding this choice that I made? So just grounding it and putting it down, so you see, when you see it written down, it really does make it kind of like makes it official that you did the transmutation, you finished the process. Is like kind of like, that's it, it's done. And it's easier to go back and look back later, maybe just look back, oh yeah, I made that choice. Like, it's, you know, the trigger that keeps triggering you again and again and again will start, like, you're gonna have a reference point to how can you quickly bring yourself back up to that, you know, the solution right away, instead of like going through the problem all over again. So so this is the end of ego. It's just a choice. It's just a choice that you made. Okay, that's what I'm gonna start doing, because the thing is with the ego, it's kind of like a habit, a pattern that happens, and that's how life is. That's how our minds work. That's how, you know, it's like, you know how life is, like day and night, day and night, day and night, keep cycling. That, you know, the moon phases, the seasons, all of these things. This is how nature is. This is how life is. It works in rhythms and cycles. And so if you really want to get a negative cycle, you have to replace a positive cycle, or else you're gonna either fall back, or another negative thing is going to happen, or another, I don't want to say negative, but another unconscious pattern is gonna take over your life again. So that's it. That's what I want to just emphasize as like the end of the ego. It's not it's beautiful to stay in that neutral place of inner peace, and just that's it, like not having any I don't know what to call it, but not having anything to worry about. Like, I don't want to make any choice, any decision. Sometimes, like, it's a beautiful state to be at, where we're just free of decisions, and we're just taking, a vacation, even like a mental vacation from anything. But I keep saying it, I'm gonna say it again, which is, happenings are gonna happen. So if it's gonna happen anyway, at least have a choice. At least have a choice. Have a say in it. Make it, make it your own way. Make it the way that you do prefer. So, this is it. This is the end of ego. It's the end of ego is a very beautiful thing, and I feel like I want to jump back into the questions, because there's a great question from Amina, and from Tunisia, and she says, let me just get it. She says that, okay, the ego is something that stops us from realizing our self-realization and our spiritual growth, but isn't it necessary for us to have a motivation to and an ambition to do stuff and to evolve? And so it's interesting, because it's like exactly what I'm saying. It's like, yes, things are gonna happen, and so it doesn't have to be the ego that's the thing that's gonna make you decide to change, and to make you decide to grow spiritually. But why not, make your motivation, instead of running away from negativity, why not making your motivation something like, I want to make more positive things, so coming from a place of positivity. So back again to that core, if you do the digging deep step, and you find your core value that is really underneath that trigger, that negative trigger that happened in the first place, you will realize that that creativity, everything that is created with the intention of more wisdom, with the intention, it's created from love. Everything is created from love. That's what creation is. That's what God, if you would, is. It's love. It comes from a place of loving joy and wisdom. It's like the wisdom, the awareness of love itself. It's a compassionate, and it depends on where you come from, actually. It depends on your belief system. But that's what I believe, and that's what I teach. And it's like the creativity itself of anything, be it, would it, if it's be like a person, or like life conditions, or a creature, anything, it comes from the purpose of realizing more love, just for the sake of love and joy and wisdom and creativity. It's beauty. It's not something like, I'm not gonna create this thing because I want it to suffer. It just doesn't make any sense. So it depends on your where you're coming from, that place of why do I want to create a life? Why do I want to live my life? Why do I want to create a relationship, create a career, create anything? So why not make your motive, instead of like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have to go to work because if I didn't, I'm gonna not have money, and then if I didn't have money, I'm not gonna be able to live, and if I didn't live, I don't know, I'm not gonna be, I don't know, I don't know. Why not make your motivation from a positive place, which is, I'm gonna be working because I'm gonna be of service to the world. I'm gonna be helping someone today, make their lives easier. Maybe I'm gonna have fun today at work because work is just something that is really fun. I'm gonna learn something new. I'm gonna put a smile on someone's face. I'm gonna put a smile on my own face. That's a difference of motives that are coming from that, running away from ego or like running away from negativity versus just like being okay. Like, it's like you don't run away from, again, it comes back to the concept of escape, of detachment, that you cannot detach, because actually there's no detachment at the end of the day. If the true spirituality is like everything is oneness, everything is connected to everything else, and there is no such thing as you being cutting yourself off of life and being like not part of anything. Even though like in our physical bodies we can experience like, okay, I can go to a place and lock the door, or I can, in my case, but like, I can just like go to the mountains and live there forever, or like go in a cave, and that's a we experience that detachment. This is the challenge of this this dimension that we live in. It's that challenge of like, how can we, in the midst of this obviously detached and separate and diverse place, how can we find oneness? How can we find our center point? How, and it's like, that you got what life is about when you realize that it's about love, it's about connection, it's about unity, it's about mutual respect, mutual just empowerment, empowering yourself, empowering others, and not have to distract someone so I can rise, or I have to destruct this kind of thing. It's so all about transmutation, and it comes back also to transmutation, which is, energy is not something that gets destroyed, and everything is energy, if you do believe that. So energy is not destroyed. It can only change form, changes form, it expands, it shrinks, but it does not disappear. So there's no disappearing, there is no destruction, really, there is no detachment. And when you come to that conviction, you're like, when you make peace with it, because it's hard to make peace with it sometimes. Like, I need to destruct something sometimes, because if I didn't, I cannot build on something new. And it's not, it's you transmute things, you take this thing and you recycle it. And that's what nature have taught us for like ages and ages and ages and millions of years. It's that transmutation. Take this and make it the old and make it into something new and useful, recycling that energy. So transmutation, don't run away, don't run away from your conditions. Let me translate that answer because it's in Arabic anyway. امينه، سؤالك كان الايجو شيء معيق للتقدم الروحي، لكن ليس من الضرورة أن يكون هناك البعض منه لكي يكون محفز لنا للتقدم وتحقيق الطموحات. سؤال جميل، شكرا على السؤال. وجاوبت، أنا ترجمته بالإنجليزي قبل شوي، جاوبته لأنه سؤال جدا 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 جميل، وفعلا مرتبط بالمواضيع اللي أنا أقدر أتكلم عنها. مثل ما قلتي، الإيجو قد يكون معيق، هو مش معيق، وقد يكون معيق لما احنا نوقف عنده، لما احنا نوقف عند حد الإيجو هذا، عند حد الدائرة السلبية اللي احنا عايشينها، أو التفكير السلبي اللي احنا عايشينه، أو الإحساس السلبي اللي احنا عايشينه. لما نتحرر روحيا أو عاطفيا، ونبدأ نوعى على أنفسنا إنه عندنا القدرة بإيدنا على إن إحنا نغير الواقع، إنه إحنا نستطيع إن إحنا نخترع واقع جديد، نستطيع إن إحنا من خلال الصعوبات اللي تواجهنا ناخذها ونحولها. عشان كذا سميت التقنية هذه تقنية اليد اليسار، نحول الإيجو، لأن إحنا نأخذ السلبيات والصعوبات ونحولها إلى إيجابيات. ما نقدر نفصل في الواقع، ما في انفصال من الأشياء ما هي منفصلة. يعني إحنا نشوف الشيء سلبي وإيجابي ونظن إنهم شيئين مختلفين، وفي الواقع هي مش شيئين مختلفين. هم مرتبطين، هم جزئين من شيء واحد، وجهين لعملة واحدة ممكن نقول. فكيف نحن بس أحول أنا قاعدة أشوف الجهة السلبية كيف أحولها إلى جهة إيجابية. هذا الذكاء في التقنية هذه. كيف إن أنا أكون عندي دافع ما يكون دافع إيجابي، يكون ما يكون، كيف يكون عندي دافع إيجابي بدل ما يكون دافع سلبي. إني ما أتحرك من خلال الأفكار السلبية هذه. لما يكون في عندي فكرة سلبية أنتظر لحد ما يعني بحول الطاقة، أو إني أنتظر لحد ما تزول المفعول الشيء السلبي هذا، وأكون في إحساس إيجابي، وبعدها أعمل القرار أو أعمل العمل اللي أنا راح أعمله. هذا الشيء الجميل اللي في محول الطاقة تقنية اليسار، إن أنت تقدرين إنه في اللحظة بدل ما إحنا نهرب من السلبيات ونعمل طموحنا يكون الهروب من السلبيات. ما يكون بهالطريقة إنه بس هروب، لأنه ما في شيء اسمه هروب، ما في شيء اسمه انفصال. الواقع متكامل، الواقع الذبذبي، والواقع الطاقة، كل شيء مرتبط بكل شيء، ما في انفصال، كل شيء مرتبط بكل شيء. مع أن هذا الشيء يعني صعب، إحنا عايشين تجربة في الحياة، في الواقع المصفوفة، أو dimension اللي هو الديمنشن اللي عايشين فيه، اللي احنا البعد الجسدي نشوف إن في انفصال. أنا جسدي هنا، أنت جسدك هناك في تونس تتفرجين عليه في الفيديو، في جهاز مفصول عني، في جدار. فإحنا البعد اللي إحنا عايشين فيه بعد فيه انفصال، أو يظهر على أنه كل شيء منفصل، بس في حقيقة مخفية اللي هي الطاقة اللي إحنا ما نشوفها، بس هي موجودة، هي تربط كل شيء بكل شيء، وهي كل شيء جزء منها. فما في حتى المشاعر نفس الشيء، المشاعر السلبية كذلك مرتبطة بالمشاعر الإيجابية. بس الإيجو ما يقدر إنه يستوعب هالشيء. دائما هو وظيفة الإيجو إنه يركز على الانفصال، يركز على إنه الفوكس، التركيز، أن نركز بنقطة معينة بس، البعد هذا وخلاص. بس إن إحنا نقدر نغلب الإيجو بالوعي، أو مش نغلب، أو نصعد. الصعود يعني هذا معناته إنه نصعد فوق مستوى الإيجو، ونشوف الانفصال هذا، إنه في شيء ثاني، في مجال فوق البعد أو أعلى من البعد الجسدي، في البعد الروحي، أو البعد الذبذبي، اللي من خلاله نقدر نشوف إنه كل شيء مرتبط. بهالطريقة يصير في عندنا وعي. في الوعي نتحرر من المشاعر السلبية، مشاعرنا تتحول الطاقة العالية طاقة إيجابية. فنعمل قراراتنا من هنا. ليش نعمل قراراتنا من هروب من خوف، هروب من الإيجو، خوف من المشاعر السلبية؟ ليه ما نعمل محول الطاقة، وبعدها لما نوصل للنقطة الأخيرة اللي هي نختار الشيء الإيجابي، البديل الإيجابي، من هنا يصير طموحنا إني أنا أحقق سعادة أكثر لنفسي، بدل ما يكون طموحي إن أنا أتغلب على التعاسة. طموحي يكون النجاح، بدل ما طموحي إنه يكون الهروب من الفشل. طموحي يكون تحقيق نجاحات أكثر. طموحي يكون المحفز لي إني أكون راضية عن نفسي، بدل ما يكون المحفز إن أنا إيش عكس الرضا؟ أني أهرب من زعل شخص معين مني، أو أهرب من أن أزعل من نفسي، أو أنسى إني أنا زعلانة من نفسي. هذه النقطة اللي راح إن شاء الله تكون جواب كافي وشافي لسؤالك. بما أن إحنا نتكلم بالعربي، في بس سؤال ثاني بالعربي راح أرد عليه، اللي هو من رانيا من الامارات. هو كيف اعرف رسالتي في الحياة؟ الله ليش خلقني وايش هي رسالتي؟ سؤال جميل وعميق جدا 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 جدا. شكرا رانيا. طبعا هالشيء جدا شخصي، سؤالك جدا 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 شخصي. بس عموما كيف نعرف، أنا يمكن رديت عليكي لما سألتيني هذا السؤال، إنه الشغف هو الشغف. كيف تعرف الحياة رسالتك في الحياة؟ هو الشغف في الحياة، الشيء اللي جدا نحبه ونحس إن إحنا ممكن كل يوم نعمله حتى لو ما أعطانا أحد راتب، أو ما كان في نجاح، ما كان في شيء إنه ما له عائد مادي علينا، أو ما له فائدة. يمكن الناس تشوفه على شيء ما له فائدة، بس بالنسبة لك هو شيء مهم جدا وما تقدرين تعيشين بدونه. كيف تعرف رسالتي في الحياة؟ أم، تبدأ بالنية. تبدأ أن أنا نيتي إنه يكون عندك نية واضحة لمعرفة رسالتك في الحياة. وليش تبين تعرفين رسالتك في الحياة أصلا؟ ليه تبين تعرفينها؟ أم، هل بالعادة ما حد يسأل هالسؤال إلا هو عنده فكرة، أو عنده مثلا عنده فكرة، أو عنده إحساس إنه في رسالة موجودة، زي وصل للرسالة، حس فيها على مستوى لا واعي، على مستوى يمكن فوق الوعي super consciousness أو sub consciousness في اللاوعي، أو فوق الوعي. أم، وصلتك فكرة عن إيش هي رسالتك، عندك فكرة إنه في رسالة، بس ما أنت عارفة إيش هي بالتحديد، ما أنت عارفة تترجمينها من وعي إلى فكرة معينة واضحة دقيقة. فيحتاج لها إن أنت تحطين نية، نعمل تأملات، ممكن كتابة، نكتب كل الأحاسيس، كل الأفكار اللي تيجي، لحد ما توصلين للمغزى أو الفكرة المعينة من هالأفكار، اللي من هالأحاسيس اللي تجي لك، أو الإلهامات اللي تجي لك. بالعادة فوق الوعي يكون إلهامات، subconscious اللي هو في اللاوعي تكون أحاسيس، تجي على شكل أحاسيس. أم الله ليش خلقني؟ طبعا في أم حسب إيش المعتقد عندك، المعتقد الديني أو المعتقد الروحي الخاص فيكي. كل إنسان حسب إيش هو مؤمن فيه. فلما توصلين للإيمان، لما توصلين تقررين إيش هي عقيدتك الروحية وعقيدتك الإيمانية، من خلالها راح تعرفين إيش هي رسالتك عموما. ليش الخالق خلقك، على حسب طبعا عقيدتك، حسب أنت شخصيا. سؤال جدا جدا شخصي، برضه يحتاج لتأملات، يحتاج لقراءة في الكتب المقدسة، وأسئلة أسئلة بينك وبين نفسك، كتابة، اكتبي كل الأفكار اللي تجي، كل الأحاسيس اللي تجيك، كل الإلهامات اللي تجيك، اكتبيها اكتبيها اكتبيها، وراح توصل لك إن شاء الله الفكرة. ومجرد كذلك، مجرد النية، مجرد أن أضع النية، يا رب علمني ووضح لي بالتحديد إيش هي رسالتي، وقدرني على أني فعلا أشوفها وأعرفها، وأني أخذها، وأني أعترف فيها وأعمل فيها وأحقق هدفها. والله يوفقك يا رانيا. The question that Rania asked, it's so beautiful. She's asking about how she could know her purpose in life and her mission in life. And I told her that this can only be, it's a very personal thing, and I cannot tell her what it is, but she can know it through her own the inspiration that she gets and the feelings that she gets. And she can start, if you want to find your purpose and you want to know your purpose, you can start with just setting out an intention in the world, and say, in the universe, and say, world, God, universe, I want to know what is my mission, why did you create me, and why am I here, and what is my mission. Simple as just asking this question, or having the intention, and saying, I am ready now to realize my soul purpose. I'm ready now to know what is my life's mission, and what is my soul mission, and I'm ready to take it, I'm ready to recognize it and know it and work through it and achieve it and be successful in it. Just say that, and then things are going to start happening, and you will know. You will know for sure. I also suggested for her to write down if she has like a lot of inspiration, a lot of mixed feelings that she cannot define. She can write it down, journal it. She keeps writing, and then at the end, uh, she will get a certain idea, a certain specific idea. She'll be like, this is it. This is it. Someday, or like even by the end of like just one session of writing, it will just be clear. And it's really beautiful when someone starts to realizing their soul purpose and their life purpose. It just life doesn't become the same again. It just becomes more interesting. I was telling her that your life mission usually is going to be the very thing that brings you so much passion, the thing that you would work at and you would do, even if no one paid you any money and it wasn't like it didn't make any sense. It doesn't have any tangible, material, reward, or like, anything that is beneficial to anyone. All you know is that you love to do this thing and it's your passion, and you really, 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 you just want to do it, and that's it. You would do it even if you're like a billionaire, millionaire, have everything that you need, and you're happy, you have like the love of your life, you have everything that you want, you've succeeded in everything, and you've gained like so much spiritual power and everything, and awareness and enlightenment, but still you're like, even if all of this is achieved, you'd be like, I still want to do that. I still want to do that because it's just so interesting to me and I love it, and I wouldn't even stop doing it every single day. For me, it's talking. It's just talking and writing and channeling and, uh, asking questions, asking the universe questions, getting answers from the universe, you guys asking me questions, I'm answering. And it's just like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting to me. It's one of the things that is like my life mission, I feel. Um, طيب أسئلة. I have 3 other questions in English. So, question from Tommy, JingTommie. Love that name. So, what does the universe say about the returning love and soulmates and such? This is about love and relationships. Um, I didn't have these right. Second. I have a problem with my internet. Is it good now? Okay. So how about work with them? If you shut them, it means you shut your own self from yourself. And that's going to cause a lot of blockage in your energy field, in your soul. You need to learn how to live with it. You need to embrace it and learn how to live with it, and just, it's fun, it's beautiful, it makes your life easier. Actually, it's a very, very, it's a blessing. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I don't want it. I'm done. It's a beautiful thing to have an empathic sense and to be able to sense people and everything. And it's your way, if you the way to harness that and to know how to live with it is to have the emotional intelligence. And I encourage you to go back. I think you did watch my video about emotional intelligence, and you can research the emotional intelligence, the concept, the techniques, the tools. There's a lot of stuff out there about the emotional intelligence, and also you can just start at putting an intention for yourself to be emotionally intelligent, and use the affirmation I and state your name. I'm now emotionally intelligent. I know how to work with my emotions, and I'm able to make my decisions in a holistic way versus just on my emotions. And I'm able to protect myself if I need to. And um, and it's kind of like, instead of saying people manipulate me through using this empathic sense, we can say that people appreciate me and value me because I can feel them, and no one can feel them like I do, because I'm someone who's deep and connected, and I'm open to, my heart is open, and my empathic sense is open and is active, and so I'm able to sense them, and that brings so much more value to my relationships. Turn it around. Turn it around. It's very beautiful. I don't believe that you should ever like think about, and you asked me this question actually long ago, and I loved it. I didn't forget it. I loved that question. Really brilliant. Your other question is, what's that? What does the universe say about returning love and soulmates and such? Oh, love, love, love. Can we have it? We can't even, like, maybe the next series I'm gonna be talking about love and relationships, because it's a big thing, and it's the main thing why we are all here actually. Love and relationships. Returning soulmates, let's start with that. Returning love and soulmates our cycles, are simply cycles, that rhythms in the cycles. And it's the most obvious thing, and that's why you always refer to it, like most of us refer to it as karma in this dimension, which is the other side. Like, the karma is kind of like the subconscious law of, like, that governs these cycles and these rhythms, but there's a higher cycle to it, which is or higher law above the karma, which is the law of attraction, which is a lot like karma, but it's not karma. The way that I see it is, karma is that governs the subconscious, the law that governs the subconscious thoughts and cycles and rhythms, and the law of attraction governs the higher cycles, and which is more deliberate, more conscious, more I decide, I choose now in this moment. And so returning loves are manifestations of an energetic pattern that you have in your, as we said, like, everything is energy, everything is connected. And so your energy field has a certain kind of a pattern, a rhythm that goes through your day, your own cycle of day and night in relationships. And so these soulmates, or these love relationships, love interests, if you would, that comes into your life, or like it, I don't want to say come into your life, I want to say that you manifest, that you experience in your life, are simply rhythms that show to you exactly what's going on in your energy field regarding love, regarding love specifically, because relationships are love, are all love. And so it's kind of like a gauge that can gauge how much you are able to love, and how much you are able to give that love and receive that love. And love is a lot like that cycle. It's love is a connection. It's not um it's not you know it's not just in this dimension, especially. That's what we're here for. We're not here just to give love, we're also here to receive, because in that receptivity itself we become more, we rise. And so if you block yourself from receiving, or you block yourself from giving, there's going to be that cycle is not going to be moving. It's going to be stuck in just that one, there's this one area, going back and forth in this just one area, and not flowing in that more like open space. I don't know if that makes sense to you, and I'm sure it is. So returning soulmates and love can be a very beautiful thing. It can be very, very beautiful thing when it's like um, it's returning for you, because it's like you've evolved and that other person is evolved, and then you meet and then you're like able to evolve together. and and so this is the beautiful side of it. There's that negative side of it, which is some would call the karmic relationships, because that's why they call them karmic. It's like the lower, the subconscious, all of these things that you still need to work through so you can be able to love, be able to either give love or receive love, or both. So because I just said that also at the beginning of the video, I said that the creative um, um, source of life itself is love, and the higher purpose of love, of life itself, is love. So at least that's what I believe. So the more that you become more attuned with that love energy, the more you are spiritually aware and open and connected, and vice versa. When you are spiritually aware and connected, and you just have that, awareness, that higher awareness and liberation, um, then you're able to love. You're able to give it and to receive it. And I want to also add that when I say that you're given and receiving love, it does not necessarily mean that you're given and receiving love from that same person. It's just like you have to be learning how to, when you're like, I'm gonna go and love that person and they have to love me back, or that means that I cannot love and I'm not being able to receive love. It's not that case. You can love this person and like direct that love to that person, and then just allow the universe to give you that love back in any other form. It doesn't have to be that the same person is going to give you that love. Just stay open and know that that love that you give isn't in vain ever. If you give love, and I don't know why, but something that comes to my mind now is forgiveness. I don't know if it's relative to your case or generally, but since it's Q&A, I'm gonna just say that this is a special case for Tommy. So it has to do with forgiveness too. It has to do with forgiveness. So if you're like forgiving a certain area, a certain person, a certain relationship, um, it doesn't have to be that that person is going to, you're giving it so that the person's gonna receive, you're gonna receive something from them. It's not necessarily the case. It's like you forgive. Sometimes you forgive a past relationship, and what happens is like your relationship with your boss improves, your relationship with your mother improves, and you notice that this boss is giving you more attention, giving you more value in work maybe, or that your mother, let's say, or your one of your friends is able to be there for you. They're doing stuff for you. They're giving you gifts. They're opening their house for you. Like it's like you see it manifest. Love manifests in a lot of forms. It does not have to be that romantic love. And so opening yourself up to that concept of the unconditional love, and at the same time that love as is like the heartbeat. It's like in and out and out. It's giving and receiving. There's a balance that needs to be there, and trusting that every time that you choose love and you decide love and you forgive, or you um, just unconditionally love and give out of your heart, out of your soul, 100%. Trust that even if that person did not give it back, you're gonna get that your value, that the universe is gonna value you. The universe really loves love. The universe loves love. The universe loves love, and really, really, really is the most powerful energy that you can ever create and generate within yourself, and give it out in the world. And it does not stop. It's a very, very renewing energy, and renew just on its own. It's self-generating energy. It's a healing energy. empowering energy, it's an evolving energy, it's a, spiritually opening energy. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things because it's the creativity itself. It's the creativity of life itself is for that. And so I hope that answers your question. I feel like there's a lot of other questions underneath that. And soulmates, again, soulmates are, it does not, I don't know if you are specifically referring to romantic relationships in this, when we're talking soulmates, but all of us are soulmates. And if you would even twin souls and twin flame, why? Because it's like all of us are like one energy. Again, the concept of having like a twin and everything, it's beautiful also to have that one person. I'm not saying that disregard your feeling that the certain person is your soulmate or your twin, but I'm saying that everyone is your soulmate. Everyone who you are incarnated with or you're living with and experiencing life with, who crosses your path, is somehow is a soulmate, because we are all one soul anyway. Like, we're all one spirit anyway. So there's no like, you're just one with them, not even a mate. You're just one with them. It's just aspects of you, other aspects of you. And so they just, this aspect manifests differently for you to learn, and for that aspect also to learn. And it's all consciousness. It's all about that conscious experience, that the awareness of of what life is, what the universe is about. I can't even, like, we can go deep and deep and deep and deep through that issue. And you know what, and maybe I'm gonna really do a series about relationships, soulmates, love, consciousness, and all of these things. It's really interesting to me, really. So the other question is from TJ. TJ says, are there any things that you think would help me to research while I'm on my spiritual journey and I'm still learning so much about it? So what are the things that would help you in and to research for while you are on your spiritual journey when you're still learning about it? Um, just be open and love yourself, like love this journey wherever you are. If you feel like, okay, I'm still not fully awakened, maybe I'm partially awakened, maybe still have a lot of negative ego cycles in my life, maybe I'm not, don't judge yourself at any point of the journey. It's a journey, and it's supposed to be about learning. So you're still learning so much about it. Let me tell you something. You will still be learning so much about it all the time, because we're all here learning so much about it. And the more we realize, the more we want to know. The more we realize, the more the mystical side of it deepens. Deepak Chopra says, there's the unknown, there's the known in consciousness, there's the known, there's the unknown, and there's the unknowable. And that expands. As the known expands, the unknown expands, and the unknowable expands, and so on. It's an eternal journey, and it's beautiful. Once you make peace with it, it becomes so interesting. So interesting, because it's creative. That's why consciousness is creative, because it's ever so expanding. So of course it's going to be creating more space, and that space that is unknowable, let's say, has the negative and the positive, which is like the subconscious or the conscious, which is like the known and the unknown. So the yin and the yang. And so what was your question? The things that I think that would help you to research is just once you are guided, to know something, once you see the signs, because it's specific to your own journey. So once the tool that I'm gonna really give it to you here is just one thing, not the things, just the one thing that I'm gonna give you, which is, once you know you see something and you know it's a sign from the universe. You know it's like this higher power, supernatural, God, universe, the goddesses, whatever you want to call it. When you realize this is a sign, this is something that is like interesting, that it's like get to it, get to it. Just don't ignore it. Go and acknowledge it and honor it and say thank you. Thank you, universe, for giving me this sign. Thank you, universe, for showing me this. I'm gonna research it. That's how, for me at least, that's how I knew. Like I remember a time in my life, like I think it was 3 years ago, and I didn't know about meditation, anything. All I know some of yoga. I didn't even know much about it. I thought that it's just stretching, and I had like a hand injury, and I used to do my exercises. What did I call them? The physical therapy, physiotherapy. Yeah, that's what it is, physiotherapy. And I used to just do my physio. That's free time. I just left my job and I had like free time, and I would just wake up from my sleep and just sit there, do nothing really, but just like sit there and feel my heartbeat, feel my breathing. And I would just go like for hours and hours. It's just like just sit there. Like I wouldn't even feel hungry or anything. I'm interested. I'm like, I feel like I'm feeling myself. And as I was doing that, I think I was meditating without me knowing it. I didn't even know about anything. I'm telling you, I was just unaware. Anyway, I would just be like sitting there, like feeling my heartbeat, feeling my body. What if whenever I wake up and I find like I'm aware of a um, certain like area of my body where it's aching. I would just like think about it and feel like why am I not comfortable? Why? How can I make myself more comfortable? And I would just drift away, just focusing on the energy in my body, focusing on my heartbeat, on my breathing, and then that activated. I know for sure that this is it. It's just activated something within me. I don't know, but it is definitely some kind of meditation. And of course, when I now that I know, when I did my research, I found out like yes, this is a type of meditation, which is you lay down literally and you think you focus on all of the areas of your body, and like from your fingertips and until like all from like your the tops of your head until your toes, and you just like go through it, and you just like focus on just be in your body, be centered. And Silva method, you can Google that, or I'm gonna maybe give you a link, which is the Silva method. They have which is a life system kind of thing, and lifestyle thingy, and they have a beautiful exercise that is free online, and it's called the centering exercise, and it takes you through that process. Very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. So anyway, that's what I felt like I was guided to, as simple as this, just being aware of the subtle. It's a very subtle thing when the universe wants you to awaken, or when you are ready to experience that awakening or that consciousness. It presents itself in a very subtle way. So don't miss on those signs. Don't miss on your inner guidance, which is going to be talking to you through your body, through signs, just clear signs that you know that it's like something that is weird. You're like, you can't miss. It's like, oh my God, this is weird. I need to really research it. And then you will have to research it. And then when you're researching it, you're like, oh, okay, interesting. And while you're researching, you're like, when you're researching something, and then, Google now is like so brilliant and creepy at the same time, because it has like these web spiders, they call them, something like that. And they know what you are researching about. And so it gives you, it's like the next day you have like an email talking about, like if you're researching about like brainwaves, and then you're like, you will have like an email talking, just an offer for a certain company selling you like, soundtracks for brainwaves. Like, okay, interesting. And then one thing leads to another thing. One thing leads, follow the signs, keep following the signs, and trust that it's not just in your head, it's signs, legit signs, and you need to really listen to them. And the more you harness that skill of tuning into that subtle energy and the subtle messages that come out, the more your journey becomes so much more interesting. Your spiritual journey is going to be so much more interesting. It doesn't ever stop getting interesting, because it's just intelligence and genius, and just things that I cannot explain. You have to experience it for yourself, TJ. So thank you for that question. That's really a beautiful question. And what else? What other questions that I got here? Let me see. I think I covered them all. I think I did cover them all, and I'm sorry for the Arabic/English, situation here, but that's what I have, and it's so much more convenient than just making two separate videos. Anyway, they're like not much questions. I haven't been getting so much questions. Two of these are new, but three of them are like random. Thank you so much for being with me. That's it for me for now, I guess. That's it. This is the end, and happy 2016. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm already feeling it. There's a lot of resolutions and solutions that are going to be in this year. Maybe next video, after I upload the videos that are still on hold for the series, for the Ego Transmitter series, there's I think three of them. I think I have three of them to upload. And once I do that, I'm gonna be making a January vibe check, hopefully, and then I will do a we'll see what's next. I feel like this is definitely going to be about relationships, something about relationships, and hopefully, but I still have like a couple of things to figure out in my own relationship status, and and I feel like I can't really or I don't want to be someone who talks about relationships when I myself did not figure it out. The ego transmuter and ego are something that I figured out, and I really know how it can help you with. So so perhaps I'm gonna wait for for a while until I get down to it. But I'm just gonna put an intention out there for me to make one of those videos, or maybe a series about like soulmates, twin souls, twin flames, just relationships in general, and how to maybe something that I can really help with is you can relate with your own self. Maybe that's something that I can help you with. So anyway, I hope that you got exactly what you needed from this video and from this series. Love you all so much, and I hope that you have a great time this year and all of the times. Be at peace always. Infinite possibilities, world. Love you. Infinite possibilities for